Well, the Rio 2016 Summer Olympics has finally come to a close, ending its 16-day run of exciting matches, memorable moments, and much more. Joining me live in the studio is our Olympics correspondent, Kwon Jang-ho. Jang-ho, good to see you back in the studio here with me after 16 long days of Olympic coverage.
Happy to be here, Kwon Young.
Now, there's so much to talk about as we wrap up the 2016 Rio Olympics, but first let's touch upon the closing ceremony. I think in short, we can say it was wet, it was windy, and it was wild.
Yes, that's right. It was pretty wild. There was a slight issue with heavy rain threatening to dampen the mood. But to be honest, Rio was never going to let a little bit of rain ruin the party. But actually, the limelight was stolen by the next host city, Tokyo 2020. During their section of the ceremony, in what was kind of a bizarre and unexpected move, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe appeared out of a green pipe, dressed up as Super Mario.
Wow, I mean, that was really unexpected, something we don't really see of the normally very somber and serious Abe.
I know, but I think it's quite a smart move. It really sets the tone for Tokyo 2020, saying it's going to be a fun Olympics, and a forward-thinking one as well, that's not afraid to incorporate video games into its theme.
Right, it's really raising the standard for the next games. But before we look too far ahead, let's wrap up what's been a very compelling Olympics. Now, first, Team Korea. How would you rate their performance in Rio?
It's been a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, Team Korea, before they started the Olympics, had set a 10-10 target. That's 10 gold medals and a top 10 finish. They've achieved half that goal, finishing 8th in the medals table, but they were just one shy of their medals target with 9 golds. Of course, there was a big helping hand from the archery team, who won an unprecedented 4 out of 4 gold medals in their events. But there were plenty of other memorable moments from Team Korea that got the Korean public excited as well.
In the fencing, when Park Sang-young looked like he was about to lose, we saw him say to himself, "You can do it," and he eventually won gold. I think it really gave the public hope and courage.
Before the Olympics started, the mood was so-so, and I didn't have high expectations. But once it got going and we started winning, it was really exciting and fun.
But of course, when there's joyous moments, there's also disappointing moments as well.
You're right, of course. I mean, for example, there was no golds in the judo, which is the first time that's happened since Sydney 2000. Expectations in the badminton, football and volleyball were also unrealized. I mean, it's a shame, and it's something that the Korean sports bodies will have to work on.
Right, and hopefully we'll see more athletes in those events do a really brilliant job in 4 years' time. Now, let's bring our focus back to Rio and on the highlights of some of the other teams and events. There have been plenty of records broken, incredible feats. So where do we start, Jang-ho?
I mean, the two we have to mention, of course, is Usain Bolt and Michael Phelps. I mean, two of the greatest Olympians of all time. First, let's start with Bolt. I mean, he now has 9 golds, or what's being referred to as the triple-triple. He's the fastest man in the world we've ever seen. And most importantly for the Olympics right now, he's done it clean. He's just a natural, unrivaled talent. That's also the same with Michael Phelps. He's the most decorated Olympian of all time now, with 23 gold medals, 28 medals overall, a record that's probably going to be untouched for decades to come. They've both said that they won't be taking part in the next Olympics. So there's going to be 2 very big holes to fill in 4 years' time. But every Olympic has its memorable moments, and Rio was no exception. The 2016 Olympics saw the formation of the first ever refugee team competing under the Olympic flag. Brazil had some new heroes as well, such as the judo star Rafaela Silva, who grew up in dangerous and run-down favelas, just a stone's throw away from where she won her gold medal. But perhaps my favorite moment of the Games was when long-distance runners Nikki Hamblin and Abby D'Agostino fell over each other in the 5,000 meters. But instead of simply running off, they helped each other get up and finish the race together. They've since been awarded the Pierre de Coubertin Award for Sportsmanship by the IOC.
Well, definitely true Olympic spirit right there, and one of my personal favorite moments as well.